The season isn't even complete, and the huge transfer news has started. Jude Bellingham, everybody knows that he is going to be the main man this summer, and it's already hotting up. Joining me to help me debate it is the one, the only, Addy Oladipo. Addy, thank you. It's been too long. An honour to welcome you on here.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, make sure that you subscribe to Addy's YouTube channel, by the way. It's growing. There's some brilliant stuff over there. And the link you will find in the description below. Addy, Jude Bellingham. It's looking like Real Madrid have acted first. This is bad news for City, but wonderful news for Bellingham. Wonderful news for Real.
It's funny, we haven't done a video for so long that we haven't even discussed that Liverpool pulled out a couple of weeks ago, or a month ago, and said that we can't do it, we can't compete with this, we can't afford it, it's done. I've been on this show with you ages, and for the last 6 or 7 months, I'm like, hey, he's coming Liverpool. Guarantee you he's coming Liverpool, and all of a sudden, he's not. And I wonder if it's just a case of the season's gone so bad. Not only have we decided we can't afford him, but maybe he's decided, okay, maybe it isn't the place to go now because the rebuild's a bit too big for him.
Yeah. But, do you think the timing's weird? Do you think that there's anything in it, what Real Madrid have done? Because let's remember, Real Madrid are hosting Man City in a European Cup semi-final in a few days' time. Yeah. So ahead of that, they have made a decisive strike. Is that a statement? Are they?
That doesn't surprise me just because where they sit in La Liga. Because Barcelona win the next game, they win the league. And as much as, it's funny, as much as we think the Champions League is massive and they've won it so many times, the fans, all they care about is not losing to Barcelona in the league. So this is almost a soften of the blow. Like, okay, look, we're losing the league, but look what we've got for you next season regardless. Yeah. We've already started the rebuild. So I think the timing's actually quite well because there's been a lot of talk about Real Madrid fans not happy with Ancelotti. Looks like he's going to go to Brazil and be the Brazilian national team manager. So it's a case of, okay, how do we soften this blow of losing the league? We give you the hottest young talent in the world.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there could be something in that. I don't think Manchester City, by the way, have given up the hope of signing Bellingham because as things stand, they haven't been told that the race is over. Yeah. They haven't yet, Real Madrid haven't yet agreed a fee.
True.
So there is still some negotiation to be done, still some haggling to be done. And I think City is still believing that they can get it over the line. But this is an indicator from Bellingham, isn't it? That Bellingham wants Madrid rather than Manchester.
Mate, we always know these things late. I wouldn't be shocked if Bellingham's already gone to the City training ground, already gone to the Etihad, had a little sit down with Pep and the players, had a look around, and then he's done the same thing to Madrid. And look, as big as City are going to be, if this continues, this is the behemoth of world football in Real Madrid, Los Blancos. You go there and Benzema walks around and Carlo Ancelotti brings you a cigar and you sit down, you look at the trophy cabinet. How can you not be sold? Yeah. You look at the photos of your heroes, Zidane, Ronaldo, Figo, Beckham. Yeah. You're sold. It's such an easy sell. Man City can't do that. Man City's history in terms of a top team is literally just, it's now. It's just birth.
But that's relevant. Being the current, look, it's all very well being steeped in history, and obviously I'm fully aware that they're current European champions and possibly going to be European. Of course, they are also the current. But I think even if Real Madrid knock Man City out of the European Cup, which they're perfectly capable of doing, I still think that the most enticing club in world football at the moment, not the biggest, not by a long stretch, but the most enticing, the most interesting. You know, in football player WhatsApp groups, they must be talking Guardiola and City over anyone else. They must be.
I don't know, you know.
Well, you still think it's the prestige of the Bernabeu.
It's the prestige of the Bernabeu. I still think it adds it. And look, it's not what it was 15 years ago, even when they weren't winning all these Champions Leagues back-to-back, when it was the Galacticos or Ronaldo, Zidane, Figo, Beckham. It's not that, but let's understand as well, this is a team that's won 5 Champions Leagues in the last, I think, 8 years. They're big boys. Big boys. And then out walks the current World Player of the Year to greet you, Benzema, who's also the most coolest footballer I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Modric comes out and says hello as well. It's like levels. It's just, as big as Haaland is and De Bruyne is, I just said Modric and Benzema.
You've got to be thinking like this as well, haven't you? You know, if you're a central midfielder, you're obviously looking at Modric, who is one of the best who have ever done it, right? So you've got Luka Modric, and obviously that midfield trio that once existed of Kroos, Casemiro, Modric is one of the best 3 to have ever been
assembled.
Great, absolutely.
Yeah.
But time for next gen, isn't it? And if you're Bellingham, you know how good you are, you know what your ceiling can be. the idea of linking up with Tchouaméni, maybe it's got to be appealing, isn't it?
Mate, you look at it. So it's not just
continuing the dominance.
Exactly, the elder statesmen are going. You're right. Benzema, for as good as he is, and I think he's still the best forward in world football. And I get the Haaland and Kane element to it, but I just think he's so good. They're going out the door in the next couple of years. Vinicius Junior is one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, he's mustard.
He's mustard. And then you've got, as you say, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, and they're going to say you. Yeah. So Ancelotti, whoever it is, Florentino Perez will say, you're that guy for us now. We want the next 10 years, like we did with Modric, who's been there 12?
Yeah.
A long time, right? And Benzema, we want you to be here forever.
Yes.
We don't just want you to be here for the next 4 or 5. We want you forever.
We want a decade out of you.
We want a decade out of you. And look, here's the proof. They've won 5 Champions Leagues.
Yeah. Do you want to end your career with 5 Champions Leagues?
There you go. Or, imagine he says it. Or do you want to go City?
Where you might not win one.
Who all the money they spent don't know how to win this.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
actually.
what do you want?
I agree. And do you know what? Because of that conversation, Real Madrid are quite confident that they can get Bellingham for what I think is a bargain. Yeah. Do you know what I saw?
Go on.
I saw 100 million. Wait for it. 100 million euros is what I saw. I think it can rise.
Was that 85 million pounds?
88, I think. 88. Yeah. But look, I think it can rise. You know, for every Champions League, I think it can rise. And obviously, you probably end up paying, I don't know, maybe 120 million quid. But as a starting point, it's low, isn't it?
It's low, but it's because they know they can. Like I thought maybe
City
they lost
would have
that
to
power.
pay more. City would have to pay more.
And then look, and people might think this doesn't mean anything. It does mean stuff. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be in Manchester? And look, it'll probably be just in and around there, right? You get a nice gaff. Don't get me wrong. It'll be an amazing gaff in Manchester. Incredible. Won't be anything like you can get in Madrid.
No.
Mate, nothing. Remember that famous advert with, I think Sir Alex actually got upset with Phil Neville and Gary Neville, Vodafone advert.
What happened?
Remember, Beckham phones them.
Yes.
He's doing kick-ups in the sun or something. And they've got the umbrella. Yeah. And they're like, all right, Bex. And I think Alex went mental. Yeah, like, what are you trying to do?
Well, because also it's disrespectful to Manchester. When you, but look, they're Mancunian lads, so I'm not going to.
But disrespectful, though.
Disrespectful. Yeah. I think it is. Do you know what's wild about this? You know, when we're talking about Bellingham here and we're talking about him, I don't know, it wouldn't be weird for me to say Ballon d'Or. It's not a weird thing for me to say, is it? And I imagine there'll be a Ballon d'Or clause in his contract or whatever. The geezer is 20. Mate. 20.
Frightening.
Like, where on earth is his ceiling?
That's why I'm a bit upset that Liverpool didn't do what I thought they were going to do this season. And people might say, Addy, you just said because you're a Liverpool fan. No. I think it's a bit early to go Madrid. And I thought, look, Liverpool ain't no stepping stone for anyone. It's my club, but you must have to understand where you are in the hierarchy, right? Real Madrid are here. They're the biggest club in world football. I thought 4 or 5 years in England, at Liverpool, and then you're 24, 25, you're mature, you're ready to go. Him going now, it is early. He is young. I mean, you said this about the Bundesliga, and I'm not saying he's Jadon Sancho. I'm not. But we've seen with Jadon Sancho, like the Bundesliga, I mean, look how many players have come over and flopped. Don't get me wrong, for every one Haaland, there's about 20 flops. Yes. And Haaland could be the outlier. He could be the one. The others have come over. I mean, Naby Keita, my man. You know what I mean? So, look, Jude's better than that, I know.
Werner, Kai Havertz, the list goes on and on.
You can go on. So that jump from the Bundesliga to Madrid at 20, it's a big one.
If it's going to work for anyone, we've seen Bellingham do it at the very top level. We've seen him like play brilliantly for England. Exactly. Yeah. So we've seen him do it, but also, if you ever have a chance of doing it, firstly, it's at Real Madrid, and secondly, it's with the supporting cast of, what's the midfield? Camavinga, Valverde, Bellingham, Tchouaméni.
Yeah, and let's not forget Modric and Kroos are still there.
Modric and Kroos are still there, but then, you know, like the next crew, the new cast.
Yeah, the new kids on the block. Mate, that young crew, the legs on that young crew is outstanding. It really is. And look, what a position for him to be in. Who do you want to play with? Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Modric, or De Bruyne, potentially still Bernardo Silva, Foden, Grealish. I mean, what a wonderful headache. I'm surprised.
It'll cost more than Grealish, won't he? Ultimately, he'll cost more. So Grealish is currently the most expensive Englishman, isn't he? Yeah. That's over. It's got to be. If they get him for less than Bellingham, for less than Grealish.
Probably will.
But Bellingham could win a Ballon d'Or, and ultimately they'll pay more.
Yeah, ultimately they will.
I just can't believe how good this new gen is looking. Like, that Valverde is a player.
Mate, that
Rodrigo, we haven't even spoken about him.
They're frightening. Honestly, they're a frightening they're a frightening team who's got stronger. And obviously, their debts mean nothing. But it's weird. I was looking at up today as I was having a moan in my cornflakes that Liverpool weren't getting him. That this is a team that's 300 million in debt, which every club operates on a lot of debt as well, by the way. But their renovation of their stadiums costing $500 million. They're not sending anyone to generate any income.
Yeah,
they just can keep on going. It's unbelievable.
And they've missed out on Haaland. They've missed out on Mbappe.
Yeah.
You know, Mbappe decided to stay. Haaland went to City. Yeah. That's not a good look for Real Madrid in the way that we know them,
Fact. Is it? You know what? That's what. You know what? You hit the nail on the head. That's why they're going to get Jude 100%. They've been bullied recently.
Yeah.
They've been bullied. There's been times when they wanted Salah and I'm not going.
Yeah.
There's been times, as you say, Haaland. I know I'm going to go Man City. Mbappe, who went there to have a look, said, you know what, I'm staying at PSG. Florentino Perez was like, 1 second, are we losing our touch?
Yeah.
Are we losing? It's okay to get all the youngsters, but are we missing out on the superstars? That's why they're going to get Jude. And almost to make a statement like, we're not done. We're not dead.
Yeah.
We can still go big.
Because also what this will do, you know that team that we're talking about, this new team, Valverde at the heart of it, Tchouaméni at the heart of it, Bellingham at the heart of it, it's immediately guaranteed at Real Madrid only. Champions Leagues. Like, you know when we talk about maybe certain players needing trophies and Manchester City being the destination. We've spoken in the past about Harry Kane being the obvious example here. Certain trophies are guaranteed.
Yeah.
It's just Real Madrid operate in this weird world where the best trophy that you can possibly win is the guaranteed trophy.
Yeah, they operate. This is the difference. Man City operate with the guarantee. They really want it's the League Cup. It's the one. It's their cities, and it's their trophy. Yeah. And now I guess the league. Well, Real Madrid, it's a completely different level. It's the Champions League. It's the biggest trophy you can win in club football. And I don't think they stop there. I really don't. I think Bellingham will come, and I think Mbappe might come next season because Benzema's of the age where he can't keep going.
How do you think Haaland ends up there?
I still think everyone wants
everyone
to go
ends up there. Whoever they
everyone wants to go there. Yeah. Look, we've grown up where they take all your best players. Either Barcelona or Real Madrid take all your best players. Yeah. It's a fact. That's what they do.
How bad is this for City? Because if you think about City's midfield, right? Calvin Harris didn't. Calvin Phillips didn't work out. Bernardo Silva, who is just sensational, but seems to want to leave every year. Yeah. Gundogan, I think his contract's
It's up at the end of the summer. Yeah.
So
not a problem for them. They'll who's the next best? Who's the next? Who's the next? Who's just below Jude? And look, by the way, as much as we get excited about Jude, like I don't watch enough football, Italian football, French football, but there's a 20-year-old out there that's just as good that they'll get for 40 million and turn into 150 million. City don't always go big. Sometimes they do find a star as well.
They do.
They do find a star. And I like players like Moises Caicedo. I think he's fantastic.
No, I think that's fine. On one level, I agree with you. You know, if Gundogan and Bernardo Silva were going to stay with De Bruyne, then I think Caicedo or Lavia or someone like that is a great signing. But to replace so many elite players all in one,
mate, they got Rodri to replace Fernandinho. And I have to be brutally honest with you. Cameron, look at me. I didn't know too much about Rodri.
No.
I'm not going to pretend I'm some sort of stat. I didn't, and all of a sudden he's the best defensive midfielder in the Premier League with a gap.
But he came into a team that was very settled and a midfield that was very settled. Yeah. What could happen this summer? Gundogan goes, Bernardo Silva goes. Suddenly, it's going to be very difficult to put somebody in the deep end there.
You know what I think? You know who I think goes in that deep end? I think they've already got him. Foden. I've always thought
central.
Yeah, I've always thought he could do that David Silva role, and maybe it's just me thinking. I've always don't get me wrong, he can go on the wing. We've seen him do it, but he's almost lost out now. Grealish seems to have taken that slot on the left, and I think he prefers Mahrez over Foden. I feel like there's that role in the middle that Foden just is there for him. And Foden, Rodri, De Bruyne. They're not. I mean, it's not. They're okay. Yeah, they're okay. Even if they don't get anyone in. They're okay.
Yeah. And also what happens is a lot of the time, new talent emerges. Like, for example, prior to the World Cup, again, I'm probably just showing my naivety here, but I'm not ashamed to admit, I didn't know who Enzo Fernandez was.
Who did?
People tell me in the comments, you don't know. But I didn't know it. But the reason I'm using Enzo Fernandez is because suddenly he's worth over 100 million quid and he's playing in the Premier League. Yeah. So new talent emerges. And always maybe does. City will be front runners for that.
And they always will. And by the way, look, City, the team as well, like, if the price isn't right, we've seen it with who's your boy again? Your left back that they decided, no, we don't fancy him anymore.
Cucurella.
If it's not really for them, it's not for them.
Yeah.
So they'll get their players. And we shouldn't feel sorry for them because they've got the best squad in world football.
Quickly,
They're okay.
Yes or no? Jude Bellingham made the right decision. If you were Jude's father, Jude's brother, you're his counsel.
Yeah.
Do you agree with the counsel or the decision that he's made?
Because Liverpool pulled out, yes. I still think the right one would have been Liverpool, because it's a team that is his. It would have been literally his. Like, take the team, it's yours.
Incredible bias on display there.
No, not at all.
As always, Ad, thank you so much. I've enjoyed this. It's
good one.
It's an exciting chat, and I think this only bodes well for Bellingham himself, Real Madrid, and the England national team.
Yeah.
So thank you all so much for watching this video. Really do appreciate it. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a like. Please click the subscribe button. It would be my honour to welcome you into this community. We are inching ever closer to 250,000 subscribers. Wow. So I would love to welcome you in. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.